Hello, and welcome to your new module. We are on module 7, and we are going to be talking about only marketing today. So, we're putting everything together in our marketing plan, and this is going to be easier to look at, and we have a visual versus having the actual slides of our module. And so there's going to be probably a lot of note taking in here. There's going to be a lot of just like visuals I want to show you. And it's a lot easier, like I said, to do this on like this basis versus just talking and doing the module. So we talked last time about having different types of content, right? So we talked about how we're going to include all of this type of content into our marketing plan, and then how that actually looks when we think of our omni-channel marketing plan. And so I just really want you to take a deep breath. It's not going to be, it won't be overwhelming. We're going to go step by step, and we'll make sure that we get there together. Okay, so let's just think about the things that we already know, right, from our last module. And I'm just going to list them here. Types of content that work really well. We have thought leadership, promotional, storytelling, and value posts. Value posts. Okay. And so I want you also to remind yourselves of, I'll go ahead and bold that. I want you to remind yourselves also of your content pillars. So those are the 3 areas that you want to be known for that we already decided in the beginning of this course. So for mine, I'm just going to use mine here. My examples will be lead gen, clarity, and marketing. And you can do this as I'm doing this as well. I'm just making a list right now. This is not really anything that we're going to actually use. So I'm making a list just to make sure that we're including all of our things, right? So all of these different posts, like we said in the last module, they all do something different. Same thing with the content pillars. We definitely want to utilize all 3 content pillars in our marketing plan. And then I also want to make sure that we are talking about ourselves. So I'm going to say your story as a content pillar as well. These are going to be stories that you're going to tell. They're going to relate to your ideal client, and people want to get to know you. So we don't always have to be talking about business things or giving value all the time. We want to make sure we're doing our story as well. Okay. So with that said, I want you then to, and I don't want you to reinvent the wheel here. I want to know, currently where you're posting your on platforms, right? So where are you posting your posts right now? And this is not to add more to your repertoire that you already have, but if you want to, you can. This is a way how you can kind of see it all come together. But I'm going to quickly run down what I currently do and how I currently post. So I have my Facebook personal profile. Everything kind of builds off of that. And then I have my Instagram, which then gets posted to my business page, which I'm not really growing my business page on Facebook. I should say Facebook biz page. Instagram is the key here. I'm just, whatever gets posted on Instagram goes there. The next thing will be Facebook, my Facebook group. So I have a Facebook group, and that's going to be another platform. Here I'll put that there. And then I post in other Facebook groups. I'm just going to put Facebook group 1, Facebook group number 2, and Facebook group number 3. I post in about 3 Facebook groups a day. So again, we're just doing what platforms you currently post on every single day. If you had LinkedIn on here, LinkedIn would go here. If you had YouTube, if you want that part of your marketing plan, Pinterest is a little different, but we're doing right now just like social media platforms. And then I actually do Instagram story as a separate kind of platform, because while I do post on Instagram every day on my feed, I also want to do a story every day. And so I integrate that into my platforms here. So if you're on Instagram, I encourage you to break that out. If you want to include like a reel here, so you can do like Instagram reel, whatever you feel you're posting on currently and you want to integrate into your marketing platform as far as social media platforms are concerned. And then you'll see what we're going to do in a little bit. So let me add a little row here so then we can separate. Oh, did not want to do that. So I want you to, again, kind of like what do you already do, right? So I'm going to put the days of the week right here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I currently only post Monday through Friday. If you want to add Saturday and Sunday here, you can. But again, we're going to kind of create this little mini plan right now. Okay, so just to recap really quickly, we have our kind of content here, and then we have all of our platforms that we currently post on here. If you have just a couple, that's okay. And then I have Monday through Friday. So on a separate in a separate thing, I'm going to show you how I schedule all of my posts in here. Okay, so this is starting to look like a schedule, right? So we have a schedule here. We have each platform here. Now I'm going to bring you to this document here. This is a document where I write all of my posts, so you can see content week of 11/2/2021. Each page has its own post. So I have 4 posts here. And I want you to, I'm not sure how you currently do this for your own content, but this is how I write out all of my content for the week. I do a post, or I do a Word document, and I do each page is a separate post. Now, how I write my posts is I will think of first the content pillar I want to talk about. And I will say, yes, you can dedicate, a whole week to your story if you want, but your story is going to be incorporated into all of your content pillars. So I wanted you just to be mindful of, yes, please still talk about yourself. And so how this can be easy and super simple for you is, for instance, dedicate an entire week of content to one content pillar. So say, for instance, we're going to do lead generation. And this is my lead generation content for an entire week. I talk about networking and how you can get more sales. I talk about DMs. I talk about building relationships. So I dedicated this entire week of content for all 4 posts talking about different variations of lead generation when it comes to things my ideal clients are wanting to know about, what my ideal clients are struggling with, and that kind of thing. Okay, we have our content pillar down for the week. And again, so I'm going the easy route right now. So the easy route, like I said, is to dedicate an entire week. As long as you, like, after you get the hang of it, sure, you can start mixing all these up. But for now, to make sure we're batching our content, dedicate an entire week to then lead gen. So then we want to make sure that we are selling, that we are providing value, that we're telling stories, and that we're building authority as well. And so very simple is that, say you have a week and there's 5 days in the week, right? And you're posting Monday through Friday. Include one post from each category and then a second one from whatever category you feel. Typically, I will do a value post. So I'll do 2 value posts, one, and one. And so all of these, like I said, do something for you. Now, again, this is going to be really helpful, and promotional can be testimonials as well. So this could be you want to share maybe client testimonials here, build authority here. Storytelling is you can also share a client testimonial here or your story. And then value posts. So value posts around the topic that or the content pillar that you're talking about. So hopefully this makes sense. And if you need to pause and rewind and watch, feel free. Again, this is something very simple that I've been utilizing in my business for a long time, is that I dedicate an entire week to one of my content pillars. I will write out, I only have 4 posts here for this week, but I will write out 5 posts and I will make sure and cover each of these buckets to make sure I am building authority, to make sure that I am selling and promoting, to make sure that I am doing some sort of storytelling. Maybe I'm including a testimonial somewhere. And I have 2 value posts. So now it comes down to our schedule here. So your schedule is probably going to look different than mine. And this is how I truly schedule my posts, or I map out my posts, I should say, for the entire week. So my team member knows what posts go where. We know where to schedule them, or we know where to post them when the time and the day comes. Now, what I have seen people do, especially on Facebook, is I see people will copy and paste the same post all over the place in the same thing. So, for instance, they'll take post number 1 and you're going to copy and paste it to all of your platforms, and it just looks really spammy. Especially if someone follows you on Facebook, they're going to see that you posted, 17 times, in 17 different Facebook groups, and that looks careless and spammy. So, what we're going to do is we are going to map out what post goes on what platform on what day. So, as you can see in my posts, I have numbered them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so all I do then is I will come over here and do post number 1. Post number 2. Post number 3. And then down the road. Or down the line. So 4, and then I'll do number 1 again, number 2, and number 3. And so then we do this differently across the board as well. So post 2, post 3, post 4, post 5. And then from here, it's the same thing, right? So then we're going to go 2, post 3, post 4, post 5, post 1. So anytime I'm posting something, they're always going to get a different post, right? So if somebody is coming to my Instagram but also sees my Facebook, they're going to see different posts from me every single day. And the same thing, if they're in my Facebook group, they're going to see different posts from me, so on and so forth. Now, if we come down here and you have any kind of video-based thing down here, so say you have a reel or an Instagram story or something along those lines where you're going to have a video, that means yes, please utilize the video. So obviously you're not going to use the actual context of this, but you can then talk about it on your Instagram story. Same thing with a reel. So say you want to do a reel a couple times a week. So say you do post number 3 and then post number 4. Oh. So rather than, of course, posting the actual context, you can then do a reel based on that topic. And the same thing here, do a reel based on the post you're going to post. So, again, if you're going to do maybe IG Live or YouTube, that can be something that you can plan in this thing as well. So this is a very simple little diagram where we're going to plan out what posts go where on what days. Now, so how we then, again, this is just for the week, right? So how will this look, or what kind of content are we posting depending on what we're selling? So that is all different as well. And so I'm going to give you a brief overview of what to concentrate on and how that plan is going to look. Okay, so let's dive deeper in how our overview of a quarter, a year, 6 months, how that's going to look and how we can implement our marketing strategy. So I gave you in the first tab, or the first half of this is I gave you the structure and how I plan my marketing and what posts go where and making sure that we're writing the right content, right? Now, we're going to do a high level overview of how you can plan ahead for your marketing. So, very loosely based is, let's think about, for quarter one. What or how much money do I want to make? Say I want to make $20,000 in the first quarter. Okay, fine. What does that come out to? Say you have one-on-one coaching, and then you have intensives, and then maybe you have, I don't know, maybe like a 1-month package. So then say I'm going to do it over here. One-on-one coaching is $3,000. Your intensives are $397, and your 1-month package is $500. And say then, okay, well, how many am I going to sell? So if we just do, here, I'm going to do this actually, I'm going to do it over here. 3,000, 397, and 500. Okay. So say I want to sell 1, 1, and 1. And this is, again, the full quarter, right? So we're just going to come to, okay. And let's do the sum. All right. Now, I want to get to that $20,000. Let's see. Okay, maybe I need to sign 2 one-on-one clients. Maybe I need to do 3 intensives. Maybe I need to do 3 one-on-one packages. Okay, fine. Maybe I need to sign 5 one-on-one clients. Maybe I need to do 4 of these. Maybe I need to do 6 of those. And see, you can play around with your numbers. And then I want you to always look at how these numbers are. And okay, well, in quarter one right now, do you have the current capacity to take on this many clients to hit your goal, right? So that's how we can kind of decipher how much money do we want to make, what prices are our current price packages at, and how many clients does that mean? And so in order for me to hit $20,000 or near $20,000 in quarter one, let's just do one more to get it closer. So in order for me to hit $20,000 in quarter one, these are new sales. So I'm just kind of going by that you currently don't have any clients. You need to have 7 1-month packages, 4 intensives, and 5 one-on-one clients to hit $20,000 in quarter one. And you can even kind of do this too. So if you want to think about your yearly goal, say your yearly goal is $80,000. Okay, well, divided by 4, it's 20,000. So think of in terms of what you want your goal to be. And then you can think of, okay, divided by 4, this is what my quarter one goal is going to be. What are my current packages, services, and how many price points? And then can I take on this many clients? If not, then maybe we need to raise prices or think of something else that is a little bit higher to charge more. So let's think about that. So again, this is our plan for quarter one. So what do I need to do to sign clients? So for instance, let's think about how we can sell certain things and maybe get easier sales. And what I mean by that is typically if someone's cold in coming to you, a colder relationship, they're going to want to buy something low ticket first. But if you do a really great job, chances are they want to then upgrade with you and buy a one-on-one coaching package or something else. Maybe you create a new package for them that's going to be more money. More money than this, but less money than that. So I want to really encourage you to think, okay, well, if I want to generate new leads, new income, how do I get people in my community? So maybe we start with intensives first because that is the lowest ticket item. So let's get people start coming into our funnel, right? So let's say in quarter one to start getting people to funnel through. So maybe they go from intensive to 1-month package, then to one-on-one coaching. I want to start getting people to buy intensives. What is the focus of the intensive? In my case, let's say we're doing a lead gen intensive. That's the goal. I want to sell 4 of these. I want to sell 4 intensives. And I'm going to start thinking about kind of like a launch plan. So the goal is I want to sell 4 intensives in quarter one. So what do I need to talk about? Obviously, I need to talk about lead gen content. Okay. So if it's new people and this is a newer service and people don't know that I offer this, I want to give myself 8 weeks. 8 weeks meaning I want to get a run time of 8 weeks from the first day I post something to the day that I sell it for the first time. So 8 weeks. The day that I actually launch it. It seems like a long time, but it's not. Especially if people are cold and especially if people are coming into your world that don't know who you are and what you do. So what do I need to do then? Okay, great. I have lead gen content. I want to offer intensive. How do I get people to buy in? Okay, well, maybe I need to think of some sort of freebie or opt-in where my lead gen content is going to, then people are going to actually start to buy in to get to know me a little bit better. So then I'm going to then say the first step to this is I'm going to have a lead gen tracker free download. So this is going to get people to join my email list that have to do with lead generation. They are going to be interested in lead generation and how I do it, and I'm starting to get them to buy in a little bit more. So while I'm posting lead generation content, I am then also going to be talking about, hey, download this freebie, right? And so while those people see my content on my social media platforms, now they're going to get emails from me and a free download and my guidance via email on doing lead gen. Okay, great. So this is the start of it, right? I want to start attracting people who want lead gen in there and, want to make it easier on themselves, want to make it easier in their businesses and generate more leads, right? So that is That is the goal here. Everything is lead gen. So then from here, okay, well, what am I going to do to maybe start promoting these? Well, I always do another thing. So I will do a lead gen workshop, and it'll also be free. You can also make this paid. Some people like to make this paid. I've always done it for free, and that works for me. You can charge, like for a master class, you can say $27, 37, 47, money to be spent to then, come in and join your workshop. So I'm going to think about, okay, well, I want to get people who want some help with lead gen. I want them to come on this workshop, and I'm going to teach them how to do this. Okay, well, at the end of this workshop, I'm going to sell these intensives. Okay, great. So after the workshop, if it's 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, at the end of the workshop, I'm going to sell the intensives. I'm going to talk about them. And so I want you to really think about this. So, like, we're going to go deeper into this in just a moment, but for 8 weeks, you are talking about lead generation. You are promoting your freebie, you're promoting your workshop, and then at the end of this 8 weeks, you're finally selling, right? So this is a lot of work. However, it's so simplified because you're staying on topic. You have one topic, you have one goal, it's to sell these. And in the meantime, you are doing lead generation yourself, right? So you are doing lead generation, you're talking to people, you're getting people interested, you're paying attention to who is downloading your freebie, you're paying attention to who's signing up for your workshop, because this is going to capture emails as well. And then you're going to hopefully start building relationships with them before maybe even your workshop starts, maybe even before you actually publicly sell these, right? So then maybe you can book spots out beforehand. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, our goal over here. And so day one, I'm going to start doing lead gen content and promote lead gen tracker. So I do this actually for 2 weeks. So I will promote this for 2 weeks. I'll start building, especially if it's a brand new freebie that I have, I will promote this for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, so we'll say day 14, I'm going to promote, or I'm going to just, I'm gonna actually talk about my workshop. I'm gonna promote the workshop. Then I promote free workshop. So now we're at day. Okay, I made some changes, so go ahead and make these changes here. So I made it better just to do 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So we have 8 weeks here, right? So let me just explain this. So for 2 weeks, we're actually going to just do lead gen content. You're warming up your audience. You're getting people to acknowledge that this is what you're talking about. Then after the 2 weeks, on the third week, you're going to promote your tracker. So whatever freebie that you have, whatever free download, after 2 weeks, then I would then promote my workshop. So I'm going to promote my workshop for 2 weeks, and it starts on the, after it's been for 2 weeks. Then we're going to run the workshop, obviously, but then in the midst of all of that, after the workshop is done, it's going to be 1 or 2 days, we're announcing our service, and I'm going to be talking about the service and keeping it, publicly viewed, or making sure I'm doing things for people, making sure I'm talking and having conversations with people about regarding this lead gen service. So hopefully within those 2 weeks, I book those sales and we are good. Now, this is kind of a very generic, simple launch plan overview. Again, 8 weeks is a really great time to promote something. And then from here, you can kind of then map out how you want every 8 weeks to go. So are you going to be talking about lead gen, like what programs you want to do? How does that fit into your overall budget? So again, when we think about like selling things and what we want to sell, I think a lot of times people just quickly decide, I want to sell this and I'm going to sell it starting next week. And then they wonder why they're only selling maybe one, probably 0 spots. So again, it's very, very good to see, okay, how can we match our goals? And then what does our marketing plan look like? So from here, this is a very simple marketing plan for a launch for simple services. And then again, it's very important then for us, then if we sell this for intensives, we want to upgrade all those people. Maybe not all 4 will upgrade, but that's fine. But how would that look if you do at least 2, right? So you're not even cold selling one-on-one coaching packages to your audience. You are just upgrading your current clients to another package so they work with you longer. So that's how it's done. So if you have any questions with this marketing plan, so again, like if we want to go back to sheet one, this is again a map of what your content and what pieces of content go where. And again, when you're in launch mode, maybe more of those posts will be either value or promotional, but you definitely want to still have your thought leadership so you build authority. You still want to have some storytelling involved as well. But when we are in launch mode, we're going to be really paying attention to the topic itself. And so this is a good map that you can use regardless if you're launching something or not. And you won't always be launching something. I don't feel that you need to. And that's barely, I say launch because that's kind of what we're doing. It's not a really crazy launch plan. You're basically warming up your clients for 8 weeks, and you can plan it out. You can plan it out like this. You're only sticking maybe to one of the content pillars because that's what you're selling. That's what's going to be the outcome. And that's what you're going to focus on. So you can utilize this for your weekly scheduling. And then if you want to come over here, this is where you can start to map out your goal. So think about your goal. Think about what quarter one would be then if it's this, divide by 4. And think about where your current packages are and their price points. You can kind of do the math here and then add it all up. Does this make sense? Do you have to raise your prices somewhere? And then, okay, well, how do I execute this? Well, I can execute this by doing a lead gen intensive, whatever themed intensive it is. And this is the plan to do that. Only post content about lead gen, promote a lead gen tracker, and also, of course, still promote value, do client testimonials. We want to make sure that people know who we are. We're building authority here. 2 weeks, I want to promote this workshop, why they need this workshop, what am I going to do, how is it going to help them? And then here we're going to actually run the workshop, but also announce our service and get people to book if we haven't invited them already. Because throughout these 6 weeks here, like I said earlier, we're building relationships, we're talking to people, and hopefully we are inviting them to work with us and offer these services, especially if we're already building relationships with them. And we know that they have, struggles with whatever the lead gen or whatever your workshop's going to be. So this was a longer module. There is a lot of information in here, but these are all the tools that I have that I utilize in my business on a daily. And so if you have any questions, let me know and we will chat about it.